Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Today, we are going to be continuing to read Megamorphs #1, The Andalite's Gift. And before I get started, I just want to say something profound and prophetic and, just make up the words in your head. I had a train of thought, it just left me behind. So, anyways, let's get started on chapter 2. And chapter 2 is narrated by Rachel. Dun, 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 dun. I have no clue why I did that. My name is Rachel. I live with my mom and my 2 little sisters. We live pretty close to Jake, who lives pretty close to Marco. Cassie is the farthest one out because she lives on a farm. I guess we're a pretty average bunch of kids. I mean, we were a pretty average bunch. Marco lives with his dad, I live with my mom. Jake and Cassie each have both parents around. We go to school, we do homework, we hang at the mall. We listen to music, go to movies on the weekend. Normal, bornly average. Until one night when we happened to hook up together at the mall and decided to take a shortcut through an abandoned construction site off the highway. We weren't a group back then. Jake was my cousin, but we didn't really see each other except at school. Cassie was my best friend and had been for a long time. But Marco was just Jake's friend, not mine. And Tobias was this guy Jake felt sorry for because he came from such a messed up home and got picked on by bullies. That's Jake. When he sees some guy getting his head stuffed in a toilet at school, he is absolutely going to stop it. Jake isn't some big tough guy or anything. It's just that when he tells you in that calm, reasonable voice of his to stop picking on someone, you stop. You just do. Jake is sort of the one in charge. It's not something he ever wanted. It just seems natural for him to take over. Not that Jake is without his own level of stupidity. I mean, he was right there with us, walking through an isolated, abandoned construction site that night. Wasn't the smartest thing we ever did. But the way it turned out, the real danger that night was not from some mad slasher. The real danger was from a totally unexpected directions. See, that's where the damaged Andalite spaceship landed. Right there in the construction site. That's where we saw our first alien. That's where we learned about the Yerk threat. And that's where the Andalite Prince Alfangor gave us our power to morph. It's where Alfangor died, too. We watched it happen. We watched that brave, decent, kind creature be murdered by Fisher 3. Murdered for trying to protect the people of Earth. Anyway, that's when we became a group. It was Marco who came up with the name for what we wore. Animorphs. Persons who can morph animals. The Andalite left us the burden of finding the Yerks and gave us that one weapon, the power to morph. Like all weapons, it has dangers even Sorry, I'm getting lost. Sorry. All right. The Andalite left us the burden of fighting the Yerks and gave us that one weapon, the power to morph. Like all weapons, it has dangers even to those who use it for a good cause. Just ask Tobias. But it is an awesome power. We have done some damage to the Yerks. And to be honest with you, sometimes the morphing power is just plain fun. Right now, though, my normal life was calling. It was already getting warm by the time I walked over to school the next morning. The bus to the camp was due to come at 11. I got to school an hour early. I stopped on the sidewalk in front of the school and checked my watch. The sun was climbing fast, and you could tell it was going to be a really hot day. I smiled. It would be a good day for flying. I crossed the athletic field and headed for the woods behind the school. I wanted to check in with Tobias before I left. It's it's no big thing. It's just that I kind of take care of stuff Tobias needs. I bring him books sometimes, things he can't get in the woods. But but Tobias isn't always an easy guy to find, especially in the morning when he's likely to be out hunting his breakfast. I knew I would need great eyes and speed to find him and still get back in time to catch the bus. It's funny how it never even occurred to me that I was in a very dangerous position. See, my mom and my friends all thought I was heading to camp. They wouldn't expect to see me for a couple of days, but the camp people didn't think I was coming, so they wouldn't expect to see me either. But none of this occurred to me. After all, what did I have to worry about? Little did I know. So I entered the woods, put my outer clothing in my bag, hid it beneath some low-lying bushes, and took a quick look around to make sure I was alone. Then I began to morph. I focused my mind on one of the many animals whose DNA is part of me. Every morph is unique. The changes never happen the same way twice. This time, the first thing to change was my mouth. My lips grew hard and stiff, and when I rolled my eyes downward, I could see my mouth become bright yellow and bulge outward. As that happened, I began to shrink. The pine needle covered ground came up toward me as I lost a foot of height with a few seconds. Then another foot. The strangest thing, though, was my skin. The flesh on my bare arms began to melt like candle wax. It melted and ran together. It formed intricate patterns like a tattoo of feathers. Suddenly, the painted feather patterns were no longer just designs. Actual feathers began to emerge. The feathers were dark brown, except for the ones that replaced my blonde hair and the skin of my face and neck. Those feathers were all snowy white. By the time the morph was nearly complete, I only stood about 2 feet tall. My feet had split open and formed yellow talons, each of which ended in a wicked, hooked claw. My arms rose up, horizontal. Long feathers sprouted from them. Even my solid, heavy human bones became hollow and light. It took just a few minutes for the transformation to be done. I was no longer human. I was a bald eagle. I turned to face the breeze and opened my wings. They stretched 6 feet from tip to tip. I felt the wind press against my feathers, stretching my muscles. I flapped several times with great power, and then I was airborne. I drew my talons snug up against my body. I flapped and rose. I flapped more and soared above the trees. The top branches reached for me, but missed. Whew, I flapped still more and caught a good, strong headwind. It was like an invisible wedge that forced me up and up, up and up. I rose till I was several hundred feet above the treetops. I could see the school down below. I could see the bus parked in the empty lot. And being an eagle, I could see a great deal more. Looking through the eyes of an eagle is like having built-in binoculars. From hundreds of feet in the air, I could see field mice just poking their noses out of their holes. I could see ants crawling up the trunks of trees. I could look down through the water of a stream and see the tiny fish feeding there. I could see everything like no human will ever see. I turned toward the deeper woods where Tobias lived. Maybe there is something better than flying free, high above the trees, riding the wind, but I doubt it. It was freedom beyond any dream of freedom. I loved it. For all the pain that has come from the war with the Yerks, I swear sometimes just being able to fly makes it all worthwhile. I was close to Tobias's territory when I spotted something interesting below me. It was a deer-like animal, running swiftly through the trees. When I focused my laser intensity eagle sight, I could see the semi-human torso and face and the deadly scorpion tail. Axe, or Eximili Iskor Isel, to use his complete name. Axe is an Andalite, the only Andalite to survive a terrible space battle with the Urks. Prince Elfangor was his brother. It was fun watching him run. I've never seen anything that can look as delicate and cute one minute and as dangerous the next. As an Andalite, I decided to swoop down over Axe and say hi. I spilled a little air from my wings and dropped, thrilled by the feeling of a controlled fall from hundreds of feet up. It's like jumping off a skyscraper, knowing you can survive. I dropped toward the trees. I actually had time to notice the nest in a high branch, just out of the corner of my eye. I had time to think, isn't that cute? Baby birds! And then they hit me. Swoop! Swoop! Faster than me, more agile, small dark birds stepped straight at me like they were going to hit. Too many of them. Swoop, swoop, swoop. I turned a hard left. In a flash, I knew what was happening. They thought I was attacking their nest. They were mobbing me, trying to drive me off. I banked a hard turn. Too fast. I was still going fast from the dive. Too fast. Bank left. Turn. Wham. I barely saw the tree trunk before I hit. Head first. Down I fell. Down through branches that tore at me, banged me, slapped me, ripped at my feathers. I hit the ground hard. I was hurt. I knew I was hurt. Fading out. My mind was swimming. Human thoughts, ego instinct, all swirling, shifting. I was falling down. Down dark well. Down. Morph out! I told myself. Rachel, morph out! And then I was gone. And that's the end of that lovely, happy chapter. Dun, 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 dun. What this chapter actually shows is actually a big danger of morphing. When you morph a different creature, the animals around you don't know that you're morphed. They don't know you're just a human having a good time with no thought of, actually acting like a bald eagle and eating what a bald eagle would. So they react in kind. So you actually have to be aware of that. You can't just go flying around with going, oh, no one's going to, hurt me. When really, nature is deadly. Listen, I believe there's an order to nature, and nature is lovely and everything. And there's a beauty to it, but there's also a bloodthirsty side that you have to be aware of, especially if you're going to morph and, be an animal and hang out outside. And that's actually a danger that Tobias deals with every day. He can't go, okay, I'm just going to sleep in a tree and, fly around and eat and just look for your pool entrances. No, it's like there's danger there. He can't just have a night off or a day off or anything. So it's actually a really good insight there. And it was fun to read. It's always, for me, a nice challenge when I go, hey, what would be great if I just read quickly to try to make an impact of things happening fast. It's also hard too. I have asthma, so yeah. So if asthma isn't why I have all these odd pauses, I'm sure, but expending so much energy at that point is something I love doing, but not all the time. So, what do you think about this chapter? What do you think about Rachel and Tobias? And yeah, when she was talking about bringing books, that wasn't me making a mistake. That was me going like, like she's going, yeah, I know, like, he's just like, a friend, I don't know. So yeah. So yeah, what do you think about Rachel's relationship with Tobias, about Rachel's decision to go, flying to search for Tobias early? And because, yeah, she even points out that was sort of a stupid idea. So what do you think? Please comment down below. Comment. We can start a party. I'm more of a party pooper, so that may or may not go well. We can all see. And please, when you comment down below, remember on the YouTubes, no major spoilers. I do not want newcomers to this series being spoiled on major events. And yeah, I sort of am hoping that some people decide to get into the series because of my videos. I know that's probably won't happen. It's probably just a little egotistical, but there you have it. And if you are a newcomer to the Animorphs series, hello, we don't bite. we we have some lovely cinnamon buns. Lovely, delicious, best thing that mankind has ever created. And if you're thinking, hey, where do I get my own lovely copy of Megamorphs Animorphs 1, the Andalite Gift? Well, if you're watching on YouTube, link down below. And if you're watching on the blog, link down below. And both links will take you to where you can buy your very own copy of Animorphs, not Animorphs, shit. I have the title right in front of my face and I'm messing that up. Don't put your faith in me. You can buy your very own copy of Megamorphs 1, the Andalite's Gift. Yay! And if you're on the YouTubes, please like this video. If you believe I can get better or I can't get, worse, one or the other, I guess. And if you would love to hear more of my dramatic reading of Megamorphs, the Andalite's Gift, and Animorphs in general, please click that subscribe button. Yay! Click it, please! And if you're watching this on my blog and on the desktop version of my blog, please choose the follow by email option so you never again miss a post by me. Not just these lovely dramatic readings, but also long posts that cover a range of different nerdy topics. I've been in sort of a Game of Thrones rut, so yeah, I might change. I might become a better person. Who knows? So, let's see. And so, the next episode of Jash Reads will be in a few short hours, hopefully. After I'm done with everything on this, I am most likely going to be taking a nap. I am actually still not feeling that well. I'm feeling better, but still not well. And feeling exhausted. Not just because of my lack of sleep, but I had physical therapy today. Then instead of coming back home, I'm like, I want to go to this one shop and find out something. And I bought some stuff. I really should have bought some more because, yeah, that's a totally different story. Now, here comes the part of the episode where free to hang out, drink your favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, as I slowly work on a graphic. And yeah, very slowly so I don't waste up too much of your time. Don't want to do that. Okay, so this graphic will eventually show a Game of Thrones quote that is similar to a Animorphs quote, just showing that even though Animorphs is young adult, there is still something very adult in some of the messages. Since this was from Jorah, one of the least popular characters on the show, which means, of course, he's my favorite because, yeah, that's how my mind goes. And so that took me a little bit. So hopefully the Animorphs quote I'm looking for does not take that long, but here's hoping. And the Game of Thrones quote is, "It's tempting to see our enemies as evil, all of them. But there's good and evil on both sides in every war ever fought." Talking about that lovely gray morality, the nice childhood heroes of good versus evil, way more complicated. I sometimes like, nice bad villains, that are just villains for being a villain. But, also it's good to have them nuanced and layered. Okay, this quote will be from Cassie, so let's search for her. Take to Cassie. I can get in free. No, come on, Cassie. It's an opportunity to try out a new morph. Cassie, hey, look over there. Cassie are immune. Cassie. Entwined. Ah, yeah, that is definitely not the quote I want to go. Ah, all animals are sacred. Cassie. Oh, fuck yeah, I think that might be too long in the series, and I'm serious. I tried to breeze over that, especially since spoilers. Okay, let's see. Cassie, Animorphs, no species can be entirely evil. Ah, damn. Nightmare fuel. Damn. This is a problem when when the thing you like is not that popular. Oh god damn, it's sorry. No, god damn it. Don't keep on doing that. I thought you finished it the first time, damn it. It was Jake's and Cern's fault. Cassie seemed grin, second Cassie from Whale. It's Jake's insurance. And I'm going. So I'm going to go through Seropedia. And if you're just getting into the Animorphs fandom, this is one of the fan wikis to go to, and the one I actually tend to use. I'm not trying to be saying. Let's see, secretary. I was just guessing. Perhaps the real men slay they gather and continue represented by Cassie. Tobias is not lit. I felt a wave of affection. I want to say words, but X is more than friend. Sorry, I was just going to start to make it so romantic. Let's see, I think maybe it was the message. God damn it, I hate this. I'm pretty sure it was said like in the first 4 books. Why can't part of this. Oh gosh. Why can't part of this damn thing be a list of quotes? So people like me that are really looking up nerdy information. Wikipedia. So that people like me can actually look up stuff quickly and efficiently and not be like this. Okay, we're not going to do quotes, are we? No, yeah. No, 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 no. Okay, so for the quotes, I am now going through different entries. So I guess this is a good time to make up some bullshit or say something. Like I'm actually sleepy. Like right now I'm sleepy. I was like going between, should I fall asleep? And should I go take a nap and wake up? And I'm like, but how much time would that actually leave me? How much time? Like I was like, I mean, it seems like this. I'm gonna have to have 2 fucking hours to do shit. I might end up pulling my own copies, my own books and flipping through, but that seems to be like art. I just wish there was something I could just say. Type in Yerks are parasites. Yerk, you must. If a Yerk wants that, it has a host. If a Yerk wants to be free, it has to make Not an easy choice. And over time, they learn to penetrate. Great. The Yerks are parasites in natural states. Okay, I reached out and gently. God damn it. Let's see. Let's try to be creative, folks. This is going to be a 2-hour lesson in the dangers of fertility. And where's Cassie? Your quotes. Okay, you do not know me. It's strange, but right now I don't even hate the Yerks. It's like they're trying to survive. We're trying to survive. I'm really sure we're an either or thing. Okay, I'm just going to, even though this isn't the quote I want, just for the sake of all you people, I'm just going to save that. Actually, I'm going to, even though you won't be able to see this part, I'm going to be opening a file. This is just in case this page I've gone to does not contain the quote. I'm going to use that as a good second. I wonder if the Yerks knew. Yerks. They eliminate them. They'll make Earth. No, that can't be true. You're just saying that because you don't like Yerks. Don't worry. Yes, and that was one of the great crimes of Yerks are more than Yerks are murderers. What do you mean? They eliminate species? Ah! Okay, can we do it? Give me liberty or give me death. Okay, I am. Oh, there's a 2. Okay, let's see. Ruthless. That's a good quote. Don't forget. Good grief. Let's all buy blah blah blah. No, I'm really mad at you because they're getting in the way of showbiz career. Yeah. Whoa, we gave them a reason to be afraid. Dun 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 dun. Nice work, Cassie. Over 5. Okay, actually, let me search up Cassie in a last ditch effort to actually find this. Cassie asked Axe. Why the fuck would that be something someone? I can find some awesome quote where Cassie says that it's not possible for a species to be totally evil. But I get Cassie asked Axe. Really? Really? Only classmates. I mean, the real days. Will their strength be enough? I don't know. Don't be so sure. Cassie asks. I can't find my fucking quote, but I can find Cassie asks. Fuck. Life is unfair. And those two, by loving me, would have screwed up everything. Looked. Cassie believes she can find the Andalite because Cassie couldn't like Jit. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Okay, I promise in the future, I will find that fucking quote and I'll add it to here. You know, eventually. Eventually I'll do that, but for now, I'm going to add another quote. Okay. It's. So yeah, mind you, this is still a decent quote, but it's not the quote. I'd fuck Cassie asked that, but don't let me, get, get what I want to. I'm not going to be upset or mad or judgmental or anything. No, I'm not. I'm going to be nice, peaceful. That seems to be slightly different. Oh, goddamn. I'm just gonna start clicking all the wrong things. I can't remember if I did anything there. Let's see file I left it under if it sorts any clues. And no, it didn't. So, this is gonna be great. Let's. Okay, we'll go and try something odd. Let's try this. God, maybe I'm not doing it correctly. Maybe I'm just a screw up. There. Okay. Fuck. Did you just change on me, bro? Did you change on me? Okay, I think it's still different. God damn it. I love how when I get nitpicky like this. Like, no, okay, I can be brighter. Oh fuck. Well, I think it's going to have to be a little brighter. Maybe it won't. Maybe I can just do something like this. Let's stretch you out there. Stretch you out there, Tobias. And flap those wings. Stay in shape. Okay, now I'm not going to focus so much on getting the colors exact as making it legible. Okay, and now, yeah, that's going to be it there. It's strange. Okay. I wanted a Cassie quote, but hey, this is okay too. Oh, fuck. It was supposed to be a Cassie quote. Damn it! Ah, damn it. Cassie quote. Actually, now I'm getting desperate. Any quote by Cassie. Cassie quotes. Animorphs. Give me something. Animorphs quotes. Oh, I am so fucking sorry about this, folks. This is like Cassie ass. That's why I had it. Like it all came back to me. Come on, Marco. Look. Cassie. Cassie. People like me. What the irk? Marco. I got that. Cassie. Get Rachel. Cassie. Okay, Cassie. My God. Okay, I think here I found something. Has anyone started to think that will that the hundreds, maybe thousands of people who already suffer and not that care will be killing thousands of. Some of the Yerks are controllers just like us. They've never had a choice. They participate or they're eliminated, and it's not like they get information to make it forward. Okay, good. Sorry. Like my mind just fucking. As I said, I'm not doing too well right now. As as you can tell. Hey Google, turn on studio light. Yeah, I'm toast. Yeah, see, I'm so sci-fi, aren't I? Like, ooh, I'm doing a sci-fi series with this. And I'm like, hey, I did this whole Cassie background thing. I better not have the quote be by Cassie and just go for anything. That's how bad I was. So this is actually, a spoiler. I tried to get through all the quotes, looking for a good one extremely fast, just so if you were looking, you wouldn't be totally Spoiled. Cassie. Animorphs. So you wouldn't be really that spoiled, but still, this is a nice little spoiler there. Actually, since this is so bright, let's see if blending mode will fix that. Cassie Animorphs, Cassie Animorphs, Cassie. Goddamn. Or I can do the simple thing and just make it less bright, but that would be way too simple, folks. Ta-da! Let's do flattened. But this is still not the quote I wanted, but it still works. Okay, the Game of Thrones quote goes, "It's tempting to see your enemies as evil, all of them, but there's good and evil on both sides in every war ever fought." And the Animorphs quote by Cassie is, "Some of the Yeerks and controllers are just kids like us. They never had a choice. They participate or they're eliminated. And it's not like they get the information they need to make an informed decision. If you'd been raised since birth on Empire propaganda, you'd fight to take over Earth too." So, in the Cassie quote, it does show that Animorphs does adhere to the same gray morality. Yes, the enemies we fight are deadly. They'll kill us if given the chance. But they're not evil to be evil. They're evil because they know no other way. And actually, when we get to book 19, that is like, if you it's a great examination of your society and your culture. So that's awesome. Quote choice. Never forgive, never forget. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, so I think I messed that up. Sometimes it's like I accidentally save it as something I didn't mean to, so yeah. Okay, folks, I'm going to take a little nap, I believe, and after I wake up, you know what's going to happen? We're going to read more of Megamorphs, the Andalite Chronicles, maybe with me more awake. Until next video, goodbye.